many, many, many. So Richard, if you'll show this PowerPoint, there's just a few of the writers and thinkers who have been very instrumental in New Thought. These are just a few. Phineas Parker's Quimby, Thomas Troward, Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of my faves, Mary Baker Eddy, Horatio Dresser, Julius Dresser, Emma Curtis Hopkins, Warren Feld Evans. Ever heard of these names? Well, other than the crack students, Magnus Greenberg, Spinoza, Melinda Kramer, Nona Brooks, Charles and Nolan, Little Fimmer, Ernest Combs. Okay, test?
What do you like?
Melinda Kramer and Nona Brooks founded what?
Divine notes.
You learned my answer. That's divine science. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. Unity. Absolutely. Emma Curtis Hopkins.
That's social science.
Social science. Mary Baker Eddy. That's both. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Poet.
And what else? What is he known for? Starts with T. Transcendentalism. He's a poet for sure. He's known for transcendentalism. Yeah. Thomas Troward is all about the law. both civil and spiritual law. Phineas Parker's Quimby. Do you know what he's known for?
Joanne?
Joanne? He's known for Joanne?
No, he's all the answers.
Oh, Joanne has all the answers. He's actually kind of known as the father of New Thought in this country. It's really not exactly true, but close enough. He was the one who kind of brought it here in the biggest way. He started doing mental healing with people. He started to heal physical ailments of the body through mental means. And so he was one of the ones who brought that. So this is just a small handful of people that have been contributors to New Thought. And I'm saying this mostly in case you're new here and you think it's just this dude named Ernest Holmes who makes some stuff up. There's really these people and more and more and more. And we can really trace it all the way back to our friend Jesus here. So I just wanted to put that out there because it's good to know. So what do we say? There's only one source. One is of God. If we say, where is it? Omnipresent, everywhere. So what does that mean? Where you are. Don't forget yourself when you think about this whole idea of God. That we are co-creating all the time, so we must choose what we want. And when we pray, believe that we receive. Believe that we receive. It's a big, big part of our prayer. I want to finish with the Golden Rule because I don't have time, obviously, to touch on all kinds of religions. I touched on 4. There are thousands. These are the ones that a lot of us hear. But I wanted to point out some of the really beautiful aspects. And I think the Golden Rule is one of those beautiful aspects. And so I'm going to read just a few of the Golden Rule in different religions. From Islam. None of you is a believer until you love for your neighbor what you love for yourself. From Buddhism. Hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. From Hinduism. This is the sum of all duty. Do nothing to others, which if it were done to you would cause you pain. From Judaism, what is hateful to you, do not do to others. From Christianity, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And from Taoism, regard your neighbor's gain as your gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss. I love this. Do nothing to others which, if it were done to you, would cause you pain. Which is ultimately, my friend David, the command that God asks for us. Which is why, or let me say it differently, this is our moral compass. Right? This is our moral compass. If I stop every time and I say, would this cause somebody else pain? And would I want that coming back to me? There's my moral compass. Me and David have really good philosophical conversations.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
And I started with this, and I'm going to end with this. Beyond the ideas of who's right, who's wrong, beyond the ideas of who has it the best or the closest, beyond the rules, beyond the dogma, beyond the rituals, beyond the symbols, there's this mystical place if we meet in that mystical place, in our own mind, in our own heart, with every other religion that we can imagine, in that mystical place is the place of celebration. In that mystical place is the place of acceptance. I may not understand your beliefs, but if I know that all of our beliefs are coming right to the center, in that mystical place, I can honor and I can celebrate the God of your understanding beyond all the stuff, beyond all that junk. One last little reading, and we'll pray. Actually, why don't you close your eyes and listen to this? This is from my Sufi book. Just close your eyes and I'll continue from there. Let's be a prayer. When you realize the mystery of oneness with the divine, you will know that you are no other than God, and that you have always been and will always be beyond every time and place. Then you will understand that all your actions are God's actions, your essence, God's essence, and all your attributes belong to God. The soul then understands that it does not see through God itself, but through God. So that it's not the soul which loves God, but God who loves itself. The soul sees God in all beings, but only because it is God who is looking. God is lover and beloved. God is seeker and sought. With these beautiful words resonating in us, we join in to the prayer that we understand. To the prayer that I understand, that I speak every week, is that prayer of knowing there is only one thing, that one source. We can call it God. We can call it the Beloved. We can call it the Spirit. Whatever we choose to call it, there is one source. It is omnipresent. God is both the seeker and the sought. God is both the lover and the beloved. As I think through my own mind, I realize that it is not my own mind at all. It is the mind of God as me. What I recognize is that the eyes that I'm looking out of are God's eyes as me. When I love, I know that it is the love of God loving through me. It is that personal. It is that close. It is that true that there is only one substance. It is all of us, everything. And out beyond our ideas of who is right or who is wrong, there is that field, that place where we touch the essence of truth. There is that place that is beyond judgment and criticism, where we can celebrate the diversity of spiritual truth. There is that ability within each of us to love each other beyond our differences, to accept each other beyond our misunderstandings. There's a place in us that can stop the fight right now. And so let us lift ourselves to the highest place in that we can right now. The highest level of mystical understanding and connection that we can right now. Let us be gentle with ourselves if we fall back into judgment. And let us once again lift ourselves to that higher place, to that mystical field where we know there is only one. I'm grateful to remind myself and all of us today. I'm grateful to celebrate spiritual diversity. I'm grateful to know that all paths lead to the one. And so with gratitude, I just release this prayer to spiritual law, which through my understanding can only say yes. And so I let it